Hi, my name is Carrie Takahama, and I work here at Hawaii Employers Council as a senior HR consultant. In this segment of HCC TV, I'll be talking about creating a work environment that supports nursing mothers in the workplace, as well as common situations confronting employers. Women make up over half of today's labor force, and balancing work and family is an important priority for working mothers. Supporting nursing mothers at work is not only the right thing to do, it can also result in bottom-line benefits to your company. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services calculates that family-friendly benefits bring businesses a 3-to-1 return on investment through lower healthcare costs for both mothers and babies, lower absenteeism rates since babies are healthier, lower turnover rates, and higher productivity and loyalty. Before we get into the specifics of a lactation support program, you should be aware of the 2 laws that come into play. First, in 2010, the National Affordable Care Act amended the FLSA, that's the Fair Labor Standards Act, to require that employers provide non-exempt female employees reasonable break periods to express milk. Second, Hawaii law was later updated to require employers to provide reasonable breaks for both exempt and non-exempt female employees to express breast milk. Both laws have similar provisions, which we will cover in today's presentation. Before we get into the details, though, it should be noted that these laws do not require employers to allow the nursing mother to bring her nursing child to work for breastfeeding purposes. Because of safety concerns and to avoid liability, a company may not want to allow personal visitors in the workplace. Over the next few minutes, I'll be covering these specifics of a lactation support program. First is a privacy to express milk. Secondly, reasonable break time. Third, education. And lastly, support for nursing mothers. The first requirement for employers under both state and federal laws is that a nursing mother has to be provided with a private area other than a restroom to express milk. Employers are not required to have a permanent dedicated lactation room. The requirement is for a location other than the restroom that is shielded from view and free from intrusion from coworkers and the public. Employees should not be directed to use a restroom for expressing milk. For sanitary reasons, restrooms are not an appropriate place to express breast milk, which is a food product. How does a company determine its space requirements? Each business will need to look at the number of female employees, the size of the business space, the number of buildings, work schedules, and other factors. A suggested ratio is 1 private station for every 50 women, ages 18 to 45. A functional space is usually large enough for a chair and a flat surface for the mother's breast pump. It could be a permanent space exclusively designated for milk expression, or a flexible space such as a conference room, a private office, or a storage room. And although there are no requirements for a refrigerator, a sink with running water, or electrical outlets in the lactation room, this type of family-friendly workplace supports the nursing mother. Secondly, employers are required to provide reasonable break time for an employee to express her milk during the workday each time she has a need to express milk, up to the baby's first birthday. What is a reasonable break time, you may ask? Unfortunately, the law does not define reasonable break time. A woman's need to express milk is temporary, and the frequency and duration can vary depending on the baby's age, the woman's milk production, and other factors. It can take from 10 to 30 minutes to express milk, plus time to travel to and from the lactation room and setting up the breast pump. Must employers compensate nursing mothers for breaks to express milk? Employers are not required to pay a nursing mother who takes breaks to express milk. However, if these breaks are paid, then the employee must be paid for these breaks. For example, if employees are given a 15-minute rest break in the morning and a 15-minute paid rest break in the afternoon, then the nursing mother who uses that rest period for expressing milk must be paid. But what if the nursing mother uses her rest breaks for expressing milk, and let's say she takes 30 minutes at each rest break? Well, generally, you don't have to pay for those extra 15 minutes as long as you apply that consistently with other employees who also take 30-minute rest breaks. For exempt employees, however, you could not make a partial day deduction for those breaks. What about the nursing mother who wants additional breaks? This will likely vary depending on the individual. When determining how to respond to this situation, consider the company's practices and business operations. If extra time is needed, it can be tracked and provided as unpaid leave for non-exempt employees. Many employers allow nursing mothers the flexibility to come in early or stay late to make up the time. Some employers allow women to adjust their meal break to make up time. Others don't track the extra time. Or if the business has consistent periods of downtime, nursing mothers can be asked to take their lactation breaks during this period when at all possible. In a restaurant, this might be the downtime between meal periods, or in a retail store, it might be mid-morning or mid-afternoon. The third requirement of a lactation support program is that employers must display the federal and state posters in their workplace informing employees of their right to lactation breaks. Employers cannot discriminate against an employee because the employee breastfeeds or expresses breast milk in the workplace. Companies might also consider having a policy about lactation breaks to include ways that the company can provide breaks for nursing mothers to express milk, descriptions for private areas where nursing mothers can express milk, roles and responsibilities of employees, and other support options. Not only do companies want to provide information to nursing mothers, but supervisors should be educated on the rights of nursing mothers and how supervisors create the atmosphere of teamwork so that all employees support one another. Finally, consider ways to support nursing mothers in the workplace. For example, keep the lactation room clean, provide options for women to store their milk, consider whether breast pumps or other equipment will be provided or subsidized by the company, and provide access to professional support. This concludes today's presentation. For more information, please feel free to contact us. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you found this information helpful.